Prosecutors in Georgia have decided to pursue criminal charges against an instructor who oversaw a swimming lesson where a 4-year-old boy drowned this past June. Authorities announced that an arrest warrant had been issued for Lexie Tenhuisen, or Tenhuisen, I'm guessing that's how you pronounce her last name, on one count of involuntary manslaughter in the death of young Israel Scott. According to a press release from Burke County District Attorney's Office, DA Jared T. Williams instructed the Georgia Bureau of Investigation to issue the warrant for Tenhuisen's arrest more than 6 months after Israel, or Izzy, drowned while taking swimming lessons from Lexie. Izzy Scott is not a case. He is not a file on a desk, nor an article in the news. He's a child whose loss has broken the heart of our community. He is a symbol of how we should cherish our little ones and hold them tight, Williams said in a statement emailed to Law and Crime. The truth is this: nothing done in a courtroom can ever repair the harm done to Izzy's family, Williams continued. Many have called for felony charges and a lengthy prison sentence for this offense. Neither the law nor the facts support such a result. After discussing this decision, both the family and the state of Georgia are in lockstep that the aim of this prosecution is not retribution, but accountability under the law. DA Williams said the decision to charge Tenhuisen came after months of dedicated inquiry, investigation, and legal analysts left officials to conclude that a criminal offense contributed to Izzy's death. Izzy died on June 14th while attending swimming lessons overseen by Tenhuisen at a private residence, according to a report from the Augusta Chronicle. Neither the pool nor the residence were owned by Tenhuisen. Tenhuisen's granddaughter reportedly noticed Izzy in the deep end of the pool after the children had finished relays and were drying off, and called out to Tenhuisen, who jumped in the pool to pull him out. Per the Chronicle, Tenhuisen did not allow the parents in the swimming area during the lessons, and Izzy's mother learned about her son's drowning while sitting outside the residence in her car. See, that's the part right there that I was worried about, that I really wanted to know. When they said they didn't allow the parents to be there, that would have been a red flag for me. Because I feel that whenever there's swimming lessons like that, especially when it's dealing with a minor child, the parents should be there. I've actually seen videos on Instagram where parents will have their minor children in swimming classes, and the parents are usually there. Sometimes the parents are actually in the pool with their child and the instructor. So I don't know what kind of policy she had in place where this was a thing, but I'm willing to bet if his parents were there, this most likely would not have happened. And they said he was in the deep end by himself. Like all the other kids came out of the pool and were drying off, and he was the only one at the deep end. That's where they saw him just floating there, because by that time he probably had already drowned. Another parent who was a nurse administered CPR, according to the Chronicle, and the boy was taken by ambulance to a nearby hospital where he died. The announcement reportedly came several months after the Burke County Sheriff's Office and prosecutors initially concluded in July that Izzy's drowning was an accident. However, even at the time, DA Williams was reportedly clear that any decision on potential charges would be made independently of any other agency. Why should a child so innocent, so precious, leave us so young? How could the law be so insufficient, placing no safeguards over the very people who are entrusted as lifeguards over our children? As I have struggled with these questions, I recognize that I can neither question God's timing nor expect to understand his providence. What I can do is use the law to create the change that this community wishes to see. Izzy's mother, Dory Scott, applauded the DA's decision in an interview with Augusta affiliate WFXG. All three of my kids are different. Not having his little caring energy around is even our car rides are different, she told the station. We're sitting in the car and everybody's just quiet because everyone feels that void. She described how she tries to keep her son's memory alive in their day-to-day life by continuing to incorporate him in holidays and family traditions. In an email to Law and Crime, DA Williams said he could not provide any additional comment due to the pending nature of the litigation. Well, first off, let me just say shout out to that district attorney for going forward to pursue criminal charges against the swim instructor, because she was about to literally be let off the hook. And she probably felt that she was, because they just now were able to get him after they've been pursuing this for months. Because she definitely has to have some kind of responsibility behind it, because this is her class. If all the other kids got out of the pool and dried off and they're at home with their parents right now or wherever they are, and he's not, and he was part of the class, then that's a red flag for me. This wasn't like a private lesson where it was a one-on-one thing where it was just her and this boy. It was her and other children and some other instructors, but she was the head of it. So really, she's the one that's supposed to be taking the most responsibility behind all of the children. That's like being left at a daycare. You are responsible for all of those kids that come in and out of your door every single day. When their parents drop them off, they expect to pick them up in the same condition that they left them in when they dropped them off that morning. Not drop them off for a swim lesson and then they drown. And I think what's even more crazy is the fact that while the parents, this boy's mother wasn't in the facility itself, she's out in the parking lot thinking like, her son is having a good time getting some swim lessons. No parent wants to hear, oh, that your son drowned, and you're right there in the parking lot. But like I said, the red flag that raised for me is the fact that she was not able to stay inside of the facility while this swimming instructor was going on. So that's why I say they gonna have to switch some things up, where if you're gonna have these swimming classes or these swimming instructors, not just at this facility, but any facility where they implement that the parents can't be there, they're gonna have to switch that up because the parents need to be there. I just have the strongest feeling that if his parents was there, if his mother was able to be in there, that this most likely wouldn't have happened. Again, I've seen countless videos online where the parents will be in the pool with their child while the instructor is there. And a lot of times they'll give them free reign to help out with the swimming. I've seen it so many times, especially with toddlers. So this policy that they got going on, that must be a sole policy, because that's not a everywhere policy, trust and believe. But yeah, she's going to have to hold some responsibility for the death of this child. She's going to have to. Now, they said manslaughter. I think that's probably the best way to actually do it, because they can't get her on anything higher than that. That would be crazy. Like, if they wanted to lose that case, they could. But going after for manslaughter, I think that's the right one. And I do believe she should be held responsible for it as well. And something, some policies need to be changed with that particular class, because you did lose a child that you were supposed to be watching that happened on your watch. That's not a good look on your company and your brand to have a death on your hands, because now you might have some people that might pull out of your program and probably tell people not to go there, because not only did you lose a child on your watch, but now you got these manslaughter charges. Now, let's hypothetically say that you don't get that, nothing really comes of this, because they probably didn't want anything to come of it anyway, which is why it took them so long to charge her. It's really going to put a stain on your reputation. At the end of the day, a child did die under your care, or what was supposed to be your care. But yeah. But I just want to know from y'all, do y'all have any kids that y'all put into any kind of swim class or any type of swimming any type of swim instruction? And if you have, or anyone who has, were the parents allowed to stay in the pool facility, and also were they allowed to get in the pool with their kids while the instruction was going on?